Good morning. I'm Allison Garner with Align Coaching, and today I wanted to share a story from a book that I'm reading called Extreme Ownership. Extreme Ownership is written by two Navy SEALs, and I'm really drawn to military books about leadership. I don't know, maybe in a former life I was some kind of a warrior. Anyways, they talk about Navy SEALs BUD/S training. So they take Navy SEALs, about 100 kids show up to want to be Navy SEALs, and they have like a 60% dropout rate. So less than half actually make it through the training. One of the stories that they share is these kids are put into groups of, I don't know, I think it's 6, and every group has a leader, and every group has a boat, an inflatable boat. And on the front of the boats, they're numbered. So every team has a number, 1, 2, 3. They were talking about this particular group of kids. And boat number 6 had a leader that over and over again, boat number 6 or team number 6 always came in last repeatedly, while boat number 2 was almost always in first place. And when you get to be first place in any of these competitions during BUD/S training, you get to sit the next competition out. So there's a lot of payback for working really hard to win one of the competitions, because then you get to sit the next one out and get some rest. So the leaders of the BUD/S training were saying, what are we going to do? This number 6 leader, he's just not performing. His team continues to lose, and he's just not getting it. They talked with him, and they had come to the conclusion that he needed to see something. He needed to experience something, because telling, God darn it if it doesn't work. So they decide to switch the leader of the number 2 boat with the leader of the number 6 boat. And the guy writing the book said, I wouldn't have believed it if I hadn't seen it myself. The number 6 boat ends up coming in first. So the number 2 leader goes to the number 6 boat, they suddenly come in first. And the number 2 boat, who had a strong leader, now had a weak leader, still came in second. So those are really good insights as we think about the world of extreme ownership as leaders, and how that plays out. So the distinction that I wanted to share today is that a lot of us believe that if we take ownership of what may have gone wrong or what did go wrong, if we as leaders take full ownership of everything, the fear is that then nobody else will take ownership. And what happens in this book, it happens over and over again, and I think it actually happens in organizations. I think it happens with humans. I think it's in our nature, is that when one person takes ownership, it actually is contagious, and the rest of the team begins to take ownership too. And that's why when the winning team number 2, the leader from that team, went to boat 6 and those guys became winners, that boat number 2 didn't become a loser. Boat number 2 slipped into second place, because the ownership had already been injected into that team. And even though their leader had left and they had gotten a new crummy leader, they still were terrific. And they 6 of them still took ownership of their part, even if their leader didn't. So the challenge I have, or the invitation for you, is, where is there a place in your life where either you feel like you're stuck, you're in this repeating pattern that you don't like, and what can you own? If you were to do the Navy SEAL thing, which everything in Navy SEALs is extreme, so if you were to be extremely owning your part, what would that look like? Feel free to email me, Allison at AlignCoachingLLC.com. Thanks.